While I'm on this subject, I'm going to go on a little bit about trying to explain this bond I have with Roaring Spring. I want to clear some stuff up. Uh, Although my grandfather bought 600 acres, my wife and I only own 37 of that. A lot of it, more than half of it, is owned by my cousin and her husband. That's to the east, and another 175 acres or something like that of mountain ground is owned by my sister, who lives in Roaring Spring. What I got was the buildings, which were, in a way, you might think an asset, but almost a liability too. But I was a carpenter. I am a carpenter, a rough carpenter, and I was their only hope because none of us really had a lot of money. Uh, so anyway, I wanted to clear that up. 37 acres, not 600 like my grandfather bought. He bought it at sheriff's sale, which is one of the reasons he got it so cheap. Another thing, I might have given you the impression that of those 8 grandchildren, I was the only one who loved this farm. That's not true at all. We all loved it, all 8 of us. And as growing up cousins, we got along pretty well. Now later on, with inheritances, uh, things changed, but when it all shook down, my my one cousin, uh, she anyway, she owns I don't know, some close to 400 acres, I think, she and her husband, and my sister about 175, and me and my wife 37. But anyway, I'm just wanting to clear that up. What I want to talk about is Gabriel, the homeless, and the effect that he had. In a sense, I could almost call him the father of the Roaring Spring campus of Camp Ranch, of Frank's school camp, Roaring Spring campus. I got to get used to this. Here's why. Have been so busy trying to do what I could to keep this land, and also keep, work it according to my mother's ethics that she left with me. No spray, no fertilizer, no pesticides, no herbicides, no fungicides. Uh, and add to that my disdain for the effect that fossil fuels has had and is having. I mean, I was busy, but what broke that, and I didn't go to Roaring Spring much at all, even though my sister was over there. She came to visit often, once a month often. But that changed because Gabriel ended up, and he's this homeless man that I've got a playlist about him. I call him Gabriel the homeless. He's not homeless anymore, I don't think. But he was, and then he wasn't, and then he was again, and now he's not. In that process, he made it through the winter, and you can listen to the interviews, separate interviews, if you want. I'm going to give you the link to the interview where I asked him actually about Roaring Spring. But eventually, as things shook down, he was working for a roofer in Johnstown who was driving to Johnstown and back every day for work, but actually lived very near Roaring Spring, just outside Roaring Spring. And he continued to work for him, but he didn't have a place to stay. And for a little while, I drove him to work, and another man did too, a Mennonite here. He helped him get from where he was staying. He was camping, as he calls it once again. At this point, he was homeless. And to help him get there and get back, but that's, a round trip of, 50 miles to Roaring Spring and back. Seems shocking, but yeah, that's probably what it is. But eventually, he was living in an apartment that was not yet occupiable, really, but it's a place where he was working, helping the man to renovate it. And it was sort of working out. He had a roof over his head and a hope of being warm this winter. But it was in Roaring Spring. It was right in Roaring Spring. and in transporting him some, and working a little bit with him at that apartment site, which ultimately didn't work out. It brought me right back into that area that I loved so much as a boy. Walking those streets down in there, watching the water go over the Bear Grist Mill water wheel, the spring dam. It was right in there. Anyway, he's the reason that that my love of the town of Roaring Spring woke up. It was always there, but it became active. Now he's moved on. He's now in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I think he's doing fine. And I'm going to give you the link where I actually asked him about his experience in Roaring Spring. I think you'd find it interesting to look at. Bye for now.